So for today, we are going to talk about the new concepts and approaches for resilient and green freight transport and logistic networks against disruptive events, including pandemics, and we are going to present to our members the Remonet project and the SARIC project. So the agenda for today is this one. Fernando Lisa, the Secretary General for Alice, is going to do an opening and welcome and talking about resilient and these two projects. And then we are going to have Paola Chiarini, the police officer at European Commission, talking about what the Commission expects from this project and the priorities on this theme. Then we will have the Professor Alan McKinnon, that is going to talk about the resilient and green free transport and logistic networks. And then we will, or Corina and John, well, not John because he's not today here, it's going to be Lars from FIR and the University of Aachen. They are going to present Saril and Remonet. And then we have a presentation of the joint survey that Lilian and maybe Lars present us. And we encourage you to do the survey after the webinar because we need a lot of people to do it to know what companies want and what are the problems with the resilience and this type of events. And afterwards, we will have a conclusion and a Q&A session if we have enough time. So you can drop your comments and questions on the chat. We will read it afterwards. Thank you very much. Now, Fernando, the floor is yours.
Perfect. So first of all, a happy new year to all of you, and I wish that 2024 brings us, all of us, a great year. And actually, I'm particularly glad that Alice is hosting this session to introduce to our members and our extended network, Project Saril and Remunet, that for a couple of more years will work on new concepts and approaches for resilient and green freight transport and logistics networks. Resilience in supply chain is a very hot topic in industry with increased importance. In particular, this year we are starting with some disruptions in global supply chains because of the diversion of ships out of the Suez Canal to other routes that are causing increased lead times, cost, and in general disruptions in supply chains. In Alice, and due to the different sources of disruptions, mainly those ones coming from extreme weather events, we declare in 2019 resilience as a priority. We organized that year several activities, including webinars, and defined the need to address this challenge from a research and innovation perspective, and it was part of our Alice recommendations for the first calls of Horizon Europe. We are very glad that the European Commission retained these topics for funding for the work programs, and from which these two projects, Remunet and Saril, were funded. This priority setting was done even before COVID disrupted our lives, so the topic was becoming only more and more relevant, and many other disruptive events in the last months are only doing this topic more and more important. So it's really important to look into that from a new and different perspective, particularly in view of all the available technologies and other means to really create a resilient supply chains. Additionally, other projects like Ploto, Renew, and Crystal, in which also Alice's partner, are addressing the topic of resilient logistics from, in that case, from the angle of inland waterways. So we are also particularly glad that these two projects, Remunet and Saril, decide to be presented today, even if they are only starting for a few months. And there are two main elements I want to highlight of this. The first one is that early communication of research and innovation projects, objectives, expected outcomes, and proper engagement with stakeholders is extremely important to increase the impact of the projects, and also to get proper input for stakeholders on the work. So projects are not working on silos, but are more part of a live ecosystem in the areas they are developing. So then they have permission of ideas, opportunities, and threats. Today, we are asking you and the stakeholders to fill in these surveys. We are also conducting interviews, because this will shape a lot of the work that is going to be done in Remunet and Sarin. Also, the second point is that we have different approaches from Remunet and Saril, but the problem definition and ecosystem is the same. So collaborating and reaching out target stakeholders is valuable for projects, but it's saving a lot of time for stakeholders. So that's also why we consider creating this type of synergies are so important to really achieve uh, engaging with the stakeholders properly. In Alice, we are very proud partners of Saril and Remunet projects, and we are, of course, open to channel any interest, question, or challenges you have in these areas through our participation in these projects and contacting the particular Saril and Remunet partners with that expertise. So at the end, also, Saril and Remunet are two projects part of a broader ecosystem for innovation that in Alice we are trying to follow, and in particular, they are also linked to many other projects in the area of physical internet that are by essence creating resilient supply chains. For those ones willing to have face-to-face discussions on these two projects, we encourage you to attend TRA in Dublin from 15 and 18 of April, where the two projects will be showcased in Alice booth, and we'll have the opportunity to chat over the this subject that is becoming only more and more important. So this is my welcome for all of you. I really looking forward to hear what all the speakers are going to say, and to enjoy this session with all of you. So then back to you, Pablo.